This is Dennis. He's a pretty smart kid, and isn't all that different from you or me. But he has a genetic problem, one that negatively affects bone development. Dennis has osteogenesis imperfecta. As an infant, Dennis's parents knew he would need extra protection from seemingly small things like a pat on the back or even a hug. The doctor told them he could go to a normal schooling facility, but would require extra supervision, especially when being around other children, because of his fragile frame. The doctor also talked about how Dennis might have trouble interacting with peers, because they could be afraid of his physical differences. Dennis's father, Mr. Washington, was interested in getting to know this genetic disorder very well, so he could explain it to other people in sufficient detail. He asked the doctor some questions. He and Mrs. Washington learned that osteogenesis imperfecta was a deletion of a portion of the 17th chromosome, and mutations of the COL1A1, COL1A2, CRTAP, and LEPRE1 genes cause osteogenesis imperfecta, but most commonly COL1A1 and COL1A2. The doctor said she didn't expect them to remember that, though. The doctor also gave Mr. and Mrs. Washington a pamphlet that displayed symptoms of osteogenesis imperfecta, which include bones breaking quite easily, possibly before birth, blue or gray tint to the white of the eye, hearing loss in adulthood, short stature, respiratory problems, the tooth development disorder dentinogenesis imperfecta, and underdeveloped lungs and small rib cage in more severe cases. The doctor then covered what treatment options are. Physical therapy, rehabilitation, and bracing and sprinting were non-surgical options. Intramedullary rod positioning and spinal and basilar impression surgery were also available. As far as medications go, steroids would help develop bone growth and reduce the number of fractures. Mr. Washington was surprised to find that swimming and walking are good ways to increase strength for people with osteogenesis imperfecta. The doctor also went over the types of osteogenesis imperfecta. Dennis had type 1, which was the most common and mild. Type 2 osteogenesis imperfecta is the most severe form and can be fatal before birth. Type 3 is more severe than type 1, but not as severe as type 2. Type 4 is between types 1 and 3. The doctor said there are a few other types as well, but in this case it wasn't necessary to delve into those. As life went on for Dennis, he had to go to the hospital for a few fractures, though he had found out some people had as many as 100 fractures in a lifetime. Dennis was cautious all of the time, but he tried not to let that prevent him from having fun. His family had bought a pool for the backyard that he could exercise in, and he would walk around the neighborhood from time to time. As Dennis grew older, he began experiencing hearing loss, but his many years of exercising and his healthy diet kept his fractures to a minimum.